Could you tell us how you were connected with the USGS's ShakeOut earthquake scenario?
Yes, Dr. Jones and her staff had contacted me to represent some water, get water involved in the scenario and on the ShakeOut. And I'm also Region Chair number 6, or Region 6 Chair for Cal Warren, which is the Master Mutual Aid Agreement for water wastewater agencies throughout California. So I was trying to get all the water agencies throughout California activated and to participate in the USGS ShakeOut.
Okay. And how was your office using the science from the ShakeOut scenario?
I sat on the planning team also for USGS for the scenario for the water agencies, and one of the 5 members that sat on that committee to identify how water agencies would be affected by the scenario, and getting these groups pulled together and using your ShakeOut maps and the scenario and circulating that to the water agencies and questioning them on what to expect if this were to happen. So that using that science has been instrumental in getting water agencies involved in the scenario and participating in the Golden Guardian 2008.
Okay, and what has it meant for you that this is based on real research, real science?
Well, as a Southern California resident, I was born in Southern California and raised in Southern California, so I've seen earthquakes all my life and been through many earthquakes. But seeing that science and knowing that our top scientists in Southern California and throughout the nation have looked at this scenario, and it's true, it's something that did happen before, and knowing that this could happen and being prepared for it it's always great to practice before the real event.
What are some of the particular issues related to water that this scenario would have an effect on if it played out?
Well, it's twofold. It's water and sewer agencies or pipeline systems that are under the ground. Some agencies in Southern California have been around for many more years than our agency. My agency is only about 55 years old, so some of our water system is about 55 years old. But looking at the reservoirs, the tank structures, and how they're built, my agency sits right on top of the San Andreas Fault, so I have water reservoirs on one side of the fault and my water infrastructure, water lines on the other side, and wells on the other side of the fault. So dissecting my agency in half, basically, and getting this scenario involved and looking at that ShakeOut maps and how it would sever and the pipeline systems that would rupture and the materials that we used throughout history, the different types of materials in the pipeline structures, underground structures. One of them that we identified that would be heavily damaged is the asbestos concrete lined pipes that were widely used in the 80s and early 90s, even back into the early 70s, mid 70s. About 40% of my system has that asbestos concrete lined pipe, and it's becoming very, very fragile. It doesn't like to be moved, so when you move it, it's going to break. So I'm looking at 40% or better of my system that is gone. That's a big problem when you don't have water in the pipes anymore.
Right. So for you, what are you most proud of or excited about or inspired by when it comes to the ShakeOut?
At looking at our facilities and looking at the water agencies, and I think one of the biggest things I'm excited about is getting water agencies to come together, with mutual aid, local mutual aid, and it's taking a look at how we can help each other in an emergency and of course help the public. We've got to get water back in the systems. We have to get water to the public, and it may not be water to your sink anymore for a while. It may be a gallon of water that you have, or this is where you can get potable water, but also getting and identifying the sewer systems as being just as vulnerable as the water systems. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Gary. We appreciate it.
Thank you.